Welcome back to Land and Life, Echoes of the Earth. For years, this channel has explored the history, philosophy, and forgotten wisdom of the land. But today we begin a slightly different journey, one that asks, what if the Earth is not just shaping our culture, but shaping our biology? What if many of the health problems of the modern world begin the moment we disconnect from the rhythms human beings evolved with for thousands of years? Because perhaps, to understand how to live longer, we must first understand how to live connected. Why are modern people so exhausted when life has never been more convenient? We have climate control, unlimited food, instant entertainment, modern medicine, and yet we sleep poorly, gain weight easily, feel constantly stressed, and live with levels of anxiety and fatigue that previous generations would struggle to understand. Something feels wrong, not just mentally, biologically. And maybe the problem is this: the human body still belongs to an older world. The disconnection. For most of human history, health was not something people worked on. There were no sleep optimization podcasts, morning routines, fitness trackers, or supplements stacked on kitchen shelves. People simply lived inside rhythms the body understood. Sunlight in the morning, movement throughout the day, periods of hunger, physical effort, community, darkness at night. What we now call longevity habits used to be ordinary life. But modern civilization changed the rhythm, and the body noticed. The indigenous insight. Many indigenous cultures understood something modern society forgot. Human beings are not separate from nature. We are regulated by it. The Lakota phrase, Mitákuye Oyás'iŋ, all are related, was not merely spiritual philosophy. It reflected a lived understanding that the body, the land, the animals, the seasons, and the community exist in relationship. In many indigenous traditions, health was never isolated from the environment. To lose connection with the land was also to lose balance within the body. In the Andes, there is a philosophy known as Sumak Kawsay, often translated as good living, not maximizing, not endless productivity. Balance, living in rhythm with nature, community, and time itself. And perhaps this is what modern life disrupted. Not only our environment, but our biological relationship with it. The modern experiment. Today, many of us live in environments completely disconnected from the conditions human biology evolved for. We sit all day, eat constantly, sleep under artificial light, rarely experience silence, rarely experience darkness, and almost never stop stimulating the nervous system. Then we wonder why the body feels confused. Modern disease is often discussed as if it appeared randomly. But what if many of these problems are actually signals? Signals that the body is struggling to adapt to an artificial world. The body remembers. And maybe that is why so many modern people feel empty despite comfort. Because comfort is not always nourishment. The body still remembers. Friction, sunlight, effort, stillness, real hunger, real movement, real rest. It remembers a world where life demanded participation, not passive consumption. The shift. The more I studied indigenous cultures, the more I realized these traditions were not just preserving myths or stories. They were preserving patterns of living that protected the human organism itself. Ways of eating, ways of moving, ways of resting, ways of belonging. And so this channel is evolving, not away from its roots, but deeper into them, into health, into longevity, into ancestral movement, into traditional food, into the biological consequences of living too far from the earth. Not as nostalgia, but as a serious question. What happens to the human body when it forgets the world it evolved in? Closing. Because perhaps longevity is not about defeating nature. Perhaps it begins when we stop living against it. And maybe the body's not asking for more optimization. Maybe it is asking to come home.